Fakakta Comedy Funhouse Network. Welcome to Couch Pilots, all my friends, the show that dares to fly into the unknown territory of awful television pilots of the past. My name is Jason. You can call me the Black Chaplain, and across from me this evening is my co-pilot and partner in crime. His name is Captain Philip Ressisher. Good evening, Captain.
Guten Morgen.
Good Morgen.
Guten Morgen.
All right, is that German?
Yeah.
Are you? I've never heard you speak German before. What's this all about?
Oh, just trying to spice things up and get more German listeners. We're really big in France.
Okay.
But our Germany numbers are kind of down, so I thought started off with Guten Morgen.
Okay. First of all, France, the ladies there wear paper underpants. Have you ever heard that?
Huh.
But the boys don't care at all. The boys don't care because they like to see them tear.
Ah, is that a song? Rap song?
It's an old German nursery rhyme.
Oh, okay. How does the whole thing go?
The girls in France wear paper underpants, but the boys don't care because they like to see them tear. And they go, paper underpants.
That's nice.
It's not too bad. I was going to ask you, though, do you know, because you're obviously fluent in German now, do you know anything about German underpants?
German underpants. Something funny that people don't know about German underpants is that they're made of wool.
Oh, my God.
Yes.
That'd be terribly itchy, wouldn't it?
Well, I think over in Germany, it's colder more of the time of the year.
Yeah.
And I think that they have a lot, like thicker skin, like a dinosaur skin kind of.
Yeah, they have scaly dinosaur calloused skin downstairs.
Yeah. And, I mean, I was under the impression that they don't wear them at all, but in the wintertime they have to.
You got to, or your nethers are going to freeze up, and then they'll rot and they'll fall off.
Right. It's been like 3 weeks now that I have not been wearing underwear, and I used to think certain people that I know that live in this house were gross because they didn't wear underwear, but now I love it.
Okay, so there's only like two other people in the house.
Yes.
Okay, so I have a pretty good idea who you're talking about who doesn't wear. Why have you switched to no underwear?
Well, I had a problem. I had a heat rash.
I know you're trying all different salves and powders.
Yes,
and
very many salves,
ointments.
Very many ointments. Finally, I got some stuff like some Monistat stuff.
That's for women's vaginas?
Well, yeah, it's made by Monistat, and it's very silky. It was like a gel powder.
So what does it do? Just keep like constant lubrication between your legs so they're not rubbing together.
So then my other issue could heal up.
I feel like if I salved up my inner thighs, and I didn't wear underwear, I feel like one of my nuts would get caught in there, and everything would just start sloshing around, and it would be terrible.
Oh, it's not terrible.
Oh, does that happen? But it is wonderful.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
And I got one more question for you. I'm sorry to bombard you with questions. Bombard, of course, a German word.
Right. For get out of the way.
Correct. And what I was going to ask you was, you're doing German like for the show and to get more German listeners, or is that something you're pursuing outside of the show as well?
There's no reason for me to do it outside of the show. I strictly just trying to make the German listeners feel more at home, because a lot of these are all American shows.
Right.
We don't even take into consideration Germany.
Well, just like we did the IT crowd, right, or the IT crowd recently, and they said that this was originally a UK show that did very well. Mm-hmm. It obviously didn't do well in the US. And then there was a German adaptation, just like The Office. You remember The Office?
Right, and then I remember you talked about that very, very briefly. You almost went over it completely, and then you're like, but it doesn't fucking matter.
Okay, well, I'm sorry. Let's open the door. Let's open the book on the German The Office. Well, I was just saying that we are farming out couch pilots to different countries. I don't know if this is a good... I mean, this is probably the only format in which to break this news, that we are... doing Couch Pilots International, which we'll be doing ourselves a little bit, but eventually we'll be farming it out to different podcasters from across the world to talk about pilots from their own nation.
Right, and that's after we go on our world tour. We're going to go on a world tour. We're going to hit France, obviously, because we're really big over there. Our download numbers are really big.
And did you hear about the paper underpants? I can't remember.
Paper
The girls in France have paper underpants. I can't remember if I brought that up or not.
Sounds familiar.
See, the boys over there, they don't care. They don't care that
Why?
they're white because they like to see them tear.
Oh, so it's kind of like a German rape joke, song.
Yeah,
That's good. But we're going to go on the world tour.
we're hitting all the big cities.
France.
We're going to Liverpool, right?
Well, that's where the Beatles came from.
Right. We're going to go to the site where the Fab Four, because they're all born.
The basement place where they played a lot of their shows.
We'll be playing in that basement.
We're going to do our show from there. We're going to. What's cool about it is we're going to project the episode that we're watching. We're going to project it on before we come on stage, and then we're going to talk about it.
And we'll be dressed as Sgt. Pepper era Beatles. I will anyway. I've committed to it.
I'm going to go with old school, like right off the bat with tie and suit.
Oh, where you had the suit and like the bowl cut.
Mm-hmm.
That's fine. Your head supports that. I couldn't pull it off.
Yeah, you definitely couldn't pull that off.
So I've committed to Sgt. Pepper, and then we're flying over to the Czech Republic.
Oh, definitely the Czech Republic. I was thinking about Australia, and I'm thinking, hey, Prague.
Prague, yeah, I love Prague. Perth, you want to go to Perth?
Oh, Perth, that's what it is.
Oh, we can go to both.
Well, I was talking about Australia, and we were going to go to Prague.
Tasmania.
We only have enough funds to hit one city in each one of the countries because it's more important to get to as many countries as we can as opposed to as many cities.
Because we're kickstarting off Couch Pilots and all these. That's what we're doing, like the inaugural episode.
And then we'll introduce like whatever hosts are taking it over for them.
Sure.
We'll introduce them at the end and say, hey, be nice to them.
And then we purchased a bunch of Couch Pilots torches that we will. It's kind of a metaphorical, but also a literal passing of the torch to these new folks.
Sure. And then we had jackets made.
Couch Pilots jackets. The bomber jackets.
With embroidered on the back.
I love it. I love it. And then
I wanted to go with the satin, like 80s jackets.
Come on.
The tour jackets, but you were like, no, we got
brown leather bombers. Yeah. That's what you do with the embroidery on the back. That's how you do it, man. AC Slater style.
Oh, they're going to say AC/DC style.
AC/DC style.
With Axl Rose?
With Axl Rose and the ghost of Bon Scott.
With Randy Rhoads playing rhythm guitar.
And Dusty Rhodes.
The American Dream, Hell's Bells.
Welcome to the show, Dustin, all my friends.
Sorry, we have been talking here for 7 minutes, and people have no idea what we're doing.
I don't know what we're doing. Uh-oh. I really don't know what I'm doing. Oop.
Oh, jeez. Just...
Whoops.
Ladies and gentlemen, the captains have turned on the fasten seatbelt sign.
Uh-oh.
I feel like we left out a whole bunch of stuff.
What stuff?
About who we are and what we're doing.
No, we're going to do that right now.
Oh. It's been a while.
It's been exactly 2 weeks. Captain Restisher and I are the world's greatest and most decorated airline pilots. And by decorated, I mean we're the most accessories. And we have reached the top of the plane game. So now that we've dominated everything pilot, we turn our attention to other pilot-related activities, more specifically television pilots that had one and only one episode that may or may not have aired on TV at all. And I'll be goddamned if we haven't dominated that too.
Oh, we are the Michael Spinks. Mm-hmm. The swimming guy, Michael Spinks.
Right.
We're the Olympic swimmers of awful pilot TV shows.
Michael Spinks has won more medals, not even just gold, but as a total.
Sure, like 30.
Than some countries ever combined.
Well, I mean, come on. If it isn't track and field, nobody's going to beat us.
USA all the way, right?
Oh, every day.
USA all the way, every day.
Every day.
That's what we say that all the time here.
It's actually painted on the side of the plane.
Whoops. Are you referencing the plane that we purchased from Heavy Metal Greats? No, it was Judas Priest.
Judas Priest, that's right. I get those two confused. British metal bands, same difference.
Yeah, I got to tell you, I'm as peppy as I may seem. I want to get this off my chest. I'm a little down the dumps. After I leave here today, I have to go home and I have to write a report to the FAA, the flight or the Federal Aviation Administration.
Yeah. I didn't know anything about this.
Yeah, I don't want to keep any secrets from you, but also I don't want to burden you.
Oh, burden me away. I'm filled with them. It doesn't matter. One more is not going to make me slit my wrist and
I don't know about
kill
that.
myself.
I don't know if I trust you saying that. But anyway, I guess a couple weeks ago we had an incident with TJ Tarmac John, the guy who has the golden cones on our tarmac and directs us, DSJ, and he had he had been injured while shaving himself. I don't know if you remember this.
Right, you said his beard was getting too long to go shave. He was
Yeah.
he cut himself, and there was blood everywhere. You went in, finished your Ritz crackers, and told him to get a mop.
Yeah, I was like, stop screwing around.
Right.
Clean yourself up. These golden cones are going to direct planes by themselves.
Sure.
And honestly, if we had the technology to do that, we probably would do that.
Right.
So apparently, he was pretty badly injured, and I had to fill out a report.
Ooh.
And I don't know if you remember that one time that DSJ had kind of screwed up, and we had a guy sit in on a flight with us. Do you remember that a while back?
Sure. Yeah.
I think it was Dustin playing a character.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, I do believe Justin was on the show.
Anyway,
I don't remember his name.
Yeah, I don't remember his name either. Or that's why I totally pulled his card. But now I have to. I have someone not on the plane obviously today, but I have someone kind of looking over my shoulder to make sure that everything I do is on the up and up. And I don't know about you, but I feel like I've always been a straight shooter.
Oh, straight shooter.
So
you excelled in straight shooting during flight class.
That's the only reason I take it up and then bring it back down, and
Right.
you do all the stuff in the
because
middle.
when I'm doing all the stuff in the middle, that's when you're straight shooting.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. So
You can't straight shoot while you're going up or bringing it down.
I know I'm preaching to the converted here. You're on my side, but
Oh, yeah.
I wanted to let you know what was going on with me.
Well, is there anything in regards to? I mean, am I going to get into any trouble, or
You may be subpoenaed to testify in front of a court of law, in front of your peers.
What about our franchise we have going here?
I don't.
We got a lot of money invested in this. I mean, we bought this airplane.
Yeah, that's true. I don't
What
foresee.
is it? Neglect, or is it what is?
It was unlawful neglect. Yeah, and like my unwillingness to act in a time of emergency, basically. And as a pilot, there are certain people don't know that as pilots we are deputized, so we have no jurisdiction. We pretty much we're sky cops, more or less.
Sure.
And we don't activate that a lot, but
because originally we were going to name the podcast
Sky Cops.
Sky Cops.
That's right.
And everybody's like, "What?
That doesn't make sense."
Couch Pot sounds so much better, but
I think they were right.
Sure.
I still have a kind of a soft spot in my heart for Sky Cops,
sure.
but
Who wouldn't?
Sir. So that I just wanted to let you know that yes, of course we're deputies, and since we take to the air in international airspace, we're pretty much cops of the entire world.
Right.
But we don't take advantage of that. Usually, not a
We
lot
don't
of
pull anybody over.
No, there's not a lot of instances where we get to use that. But I guess it falls under my jurisdiction to where if someone is bleeding out in a bathroom, which I thought he was just kind of fucking around,
Sure.
that I was supposed to act on that more professionally, and I did not do it. So now I have to fill out a report, and
All right. Well, if you need anything, let me know.
I really appreciate
I'll
that.
be a character witness.
Thank you. So that would honestly really help me out. Let's move past some of that.
Sure.
That was just kind of saying for the rest of the show, if I seem down in the dumps, that's what's happening.
Okay. Hopefully we can kind of get your mind off of it. And
Yeah, I hope so too. Maybe your wife can come in here and not wear any underwear.
that could possibly happen. I bet you within the next half hour, probably.
Well, I'm starting my clock now. What show are we discussing today? It's today we watched and we'll be discussing the pilot episode of Gay Robot from the year of our Lord 2006. Great year.
Great year. I feel like we've been in year 2006 before during
Right.
this season, but
No, we'll address that right now.
okay.
I really feel
Was
like
I not supposed to bring it up?
No, that's absolutely
Okay.
fine. But I feel like we keep pushing back further and further until we actually talk about the pilot, which is fine. You know what?
First time listeners, this is not the way it usually goes.
Spoiler alert: the pilot's not very good. I don't want to spend a lot of time talking about it. I remember back in 2008, there was the writer's strike in Hollywood.
Yes.
So a lot of writing came to a halt, and a lot of your favorite TV shows maybe only had a half season worth of content. You saw a big upswing in reality TV because there's not a lot of writers for reality television. And I had because we've been going in numerical order, chronological order.
For the listeners.
Yeah. Ever since the 90s, we started doing that. The first episode for season 3, which would be all the 90s, was 10 episodes. We go 90, 91, 92, so on and so forth. We did that all the way through here, through the 2000s, up to this point, where I think the last episode we did was from 2007. And I was like, all right, let's find something for 2008. Bada bing, bada boom, writer's strike. I really can't find anything for the year of our Lord 2008, which was a great year, by the way.
It was a great year except for the writer's strike, but I'm fine with going back a little bit. 2006, great. Gay Robot, let's do this.
That would be 2008. Next episode we're going to do would be from 2009. Spoiler alert there. I couldn't find anything for that year. I think it was still affected by the writer's strike,
Sure.
so we're going back to, I think, 2002. But we'll put that aside and move forward here.
That's all you can do in life is move forward.
I learned a fact today from a Snapple cap that kangaroos can't move backwards.
Really?
So,
wow.
they're effed.
F them airs.
So I know we did this a couple episodes ago, but we're going to talk and get in the mind frame of 2006. Sure. We're going to talk about some of the popular events in popular culture from that year. Probably my favorite of all of them, Hannah Montana / Miley Cyrus debuts on the Disney Channel.
And we had no idea at the time that she would come in like a wrecking ball.
Right.
And she did. And kids instantly loved her. Mm-hmm. Her dad, obviously, Billy Ray Cyrus, he was on the show as well.
Right.
So he was with his daughter all the time in her formative development years.
Sure.
And obviously he's a horrible parent because she became a methed out ecstasy doer. But you know what? Kind of like Lindsay Lohan in the fact that I know how crazy they are. Right. I won't take them home to meet my parents. I won't introduce them to my children. But I will do things to them in the bedroom.
And do we do things in them?
No.
You don't want to do that.
No.
You do things outside, like on their hair.
Sure.
Do things to their hair or back.
Yeah, on Miley Cyrus, it would definitely be on the teeth.
Yeah.
That's always been...
Meth? You said methed out.
Well, I'm sure she's done meth. She's done ecstasy and all kinds of other drugs.
I feel like that's fairly common. You know, people doing ecstasy, especially people in her position. I'm sure she's done cocaine and...
Cocaine?
Cucking.
Cucking balls?
Cuckolding. And also, obviously, a lot of pot. That's pretty standard fare for Hollywood, right?
Pot's like smoking a cigarette. Who
sure.
cares?
We all love marijuana.
Juana!
So,
for our Spanish listeners out there.
Hola. Que bien. Steve
Muy bien.
Muy que bien. Constantinople.
Istanbul
was Constantinople, if I'm not mistaken. Steve Irwin, the crocodile hunter, dies.
Oh yeah, and they were just somebody was just talking about that just recently, and going back and a stingray killed him.
Right.
Like I was in my second honeymoon that I had with my second wife.
R.I.P.
I wish R.I.P. But we were playing in the ocean with stingrays. There was about 20 or 30 of them all around us. We were standing in the water, and we were about knee to waist deep at times. Not one of I had no idea that we could get stabbed in the heart and die.
Yeah, that's some pretty scary stuff. Were you in the ocean, or were you in like a segregated pool specifically for what you were doing?
It was an ocean in like a cove.
Okay. That's cool.
So
that's pretty cool.
Oh yeah, there was like 20 or 30 of them, all different sizes. The guy put a baby one up and took his arms underneath its wings and lifted it up, so where it's like bottom was facing us.
Yeah, that's where the mouth and the eyes are, right?
Yeah, and it spit on my wife. Should have known.
He didn't spit in her. He spit on her.
No, he spit on her.
The hair?
Huh?
The hair or the back?
Oh, the teeth.
The teeth. I've touched a stingray or two. It's usually at a zoo. Like they'll have it like a little wading pool where you can you're not in the pool, but you can go up to them and like touch their back.
These are brushing up against your leg. And there's you almost can't see the bottom of the water because there's so many.
Wow, that would be a little freaky. But he took like a barb to the heart.
Right.
That's the story. But I was just in line at Walmart the other day, and like some crap magazine was like, "Hey, they just exhumed his body for something that was happening." I don't know if that's true. A lot of times you see a lot of lies on those magazines. But didn't you say it came up recently too? Yeah,
they were talking about his daughter. Was very soon after his death, his daughter, who was young at the time, was like, don't worry, I'm going to have my own show, and like she was promoting her new show she was going to have.
Bindi?
Yeah.
Bindi Irwin. She had a show, I think.
Right. And I was like, that's kind of weird. Like, don't you want to mourn your father's death first?
Sometimes people need to move on very quickly.
I've got like three people that when you die are going to take over for you on the show.
Okay, yeah. And then
how many do you have for me?
None. The show's done. This is a burden that I carry with me every other week, and then when you die, it'll be sweet release for me.
Sweet release.
Britney Spears.
That took a turn.
Britney Spears files for divorce from Kevin Federline. What do you think about that?
He went to shit after that divorce too.
He released an album, and I think it sold like
12 copies.
It was like less than 2,000. It was silliness.
Right, and again, I hate to go back to Michael Ian Black, but I was reading his book.
Back to Black.
And he was... All right, anyway. He he was talking about he had an obsession with Federline and saved pictures off the internet about, he goes for how he got so fat and disgusting and gross and just didn't care anymore.
I looked him up a while back, I think on Twitter, just out of morbid obesity curiosity. And I think he's a DJ now. And and people will hire him at like Vegas clubs to play a night or something, which is silly. But I mean, I will say he did get to have sex with Britney Spears.
Sure.
And no one can take that away from him.
Nobody can take that away. I mean, when I had sex with her, nobody can take it away from me.
And he did it at a time when it was... Hold on. Reverse that. What did you do?
Had sex with Britney Spears.
You did?
Yeah. Not the Britney Spears, like the famous singer.
Okay.
In junior high, I dated a girl named Britney Spears.
How did she look? And why you be fucking in junior high?
Be fucking? Because that's what guys be doing. Her underwear tore easily, and
that's what we look for.
Bada
right?
bing, bada bing. Yeah.
That's what we look for in ladies, is easily torn underwear.
Sure.
That's why I only date French ladies. Anyway, so Kevin Federline had sex with Britney Spears when it counted. You had it when it was illegal. David Blaine, a stuntman, is hoisted 50 feet above Times Square and will remain shackled to a gyroscope for 3 days and will attempt to escape.
What happened with him? He did a whole, the thing where he was in an ice cube.
Yeah.
And he did a couple other things, and then you don't hear anything from him anymore.
He's on something where he was, balancing for a couple days.
Yeah, on a little pole, and he couldn't, that's all he couldn't, he had to stand there the whole time.
And he didn't eat anything?
And he had a catheter, probably, assuming.
Probably taped to his leg.
Fecal matter in his butthole.
Yeah.
Strange place for it, but yeah.
You like David Blaine?
No, I always thought he always sounded stoned or really stupid because he talked really slow.
Yeah, he comes up to people like, "Hey, check this out.
Watch this card."
And he'll be like, and then it will be impressive, but he's almost asleep while he's doing it.
Right, he's not very good at showmanship. His magic tricks, I think, or illusions.
Right.
Were better than that Chris
Angel. The Mind Freak.
Right. He's in Vegas.
Yeah, I don't like him. He's too much.
I don't like the way he talks. He talks with a little lisp.
Does he?
Yeah, he has a little thing that he talks.
And his hair looks like it came out of a blender.
When I was in Vegas, we stayed at
his house, at Chris Angel's house.
Yes. It wasn't as nice as you'd think.
Looked like a hotel room.
We stayed at the Lexar, where his show was.
That's the Pyramid, right?
But this is, he'd been out there for a few years, and so his show wasn't as big, and so you could the entryway into his theater. It was very small, and there was one lady a box office lady. And you could tell that they had moved him from another big theater they had.
You used to work at a movie theater. It's the same way there. Big opening weekend, boom. If it's a big movie, it's going to stick around there another week or two, but eventually it's going to go down the hallway to smaller theaters.
Sure. And I think that's what happened to him, and we didn't go see it.
Magic, I could watch a magic show every once in a while. It's all right. I like David Blaine. His stuff is very stripped down. It's he's not wearing
a suit, a bow tie,
and long sleeves. That stuff pops out. He's like, I'm wearing a t-shirt and I'm half asleep. And
right,
I'm going to stick a knife through my wrist.
Watch this.
Yeah, watch this. That's his catchphrase, isn't it? Hey, okay, come over here. Watch this. You pull a card out of your butt. 2 major E. coli breakouts affect 500 people in the U.S. caused by fresh spinach and fresh lettuce. When's the last time you had fresh spinach or fresh lettuce?
E. coli. I've never ate either one of those, and that's exactly why.
That is not why.
I've never had them because I don't want E. coli.
Okay, good answer. Nintendo releases the Wii in North America with an MSRP of $249.99.
I got a Wii.
I have a Wii as well. What is that?
It's French.
Oui. It is French. It's another dip into our international friends. What does MSRP stand for?
Suggestive retail price.
What's the M?
Manufacturer retail. Manufacturer suggested price.
You're a genius. Very good. So, with age comes knowledge and wisdom and beauty. What age were you when this show was released?
When was it released?
In the year of our Lord, 2006.
31.
Great year. I was 25, so you're right.
Yeah. 31. The good old days.
Those are the best days. Why did we choose to watch this episode of Gay Robot?
There was 3 criteria that are very important to us. There's rules we will never change. I don't care what planet you decide it's not a planet anymore. It was free.
Yep.
It was available. We could find it on the internet, right? That's 2.
Yeah.
And it was a failed pilot. There was only one made and never went to series.
Correct. Yeah, nailed it.
And the Phantom is that it's in the aughts.
And the Phantom being that, yes, that every season that one will change, and eventually I think it'll just dissipate into the ether.
Sure. It'll be a menace and then be sent away.
And then we'll release it into society.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so where can you watch Gay Robot? You can find the entire episode by subscribing to Couch Pilots in iTunes or your favorite podcast app of choice, and then click on one of our classically blue links in our show notes, or go to MySpace.
Don't even go anywhere.
Yeah.
Only look for this with our blue link, because we found one copy that had like 5 or 6 clips, but it was misnumbered clip number 2. Then I found it somewhere where it was like 17 and a half minutes long. Come to find out, it wasn't the whole thing.
A couple little chunks were missing, but we dug deep now.
And that's what we do. I mean, I thought to myself, Jason, because I call myself Jason.
Right.
I said, Jason, we cannot send this as a blue link unless we know that the viewer is going to be able to watch the whole thing. So we were sitting around.
We had to dig.
We digged it a little more.
Yeah.
And we found Gay Robot's MySpace page, which has all the clips, but also has the full episode.
Yeah.
And that's the link we're going to use.
We had to dig for it. You know, Jesus Christ said, hey.
Superstar!
Jesus Christ said, hey, I'm a superstar. All of you, go out and be fishers of men. Bring men to me. And it wasn't a sexual thing. It was just say, hey, bring people to follow me. But you and I, we're diggers of pilots.
Sure.
So
digging on them pilots, man.
We digging on them. So let's take off here.
Flight attendants, prepare for takeoff, please.
Into the wild blue yonder.
So, where's
TJ? What is that? Those
What
look
is
like
that?
bloody, tattered rags on the ground.
is he? But he wasn't there.
It's becoming more and more of an occurrence that he is not there, but we are still able to get the plane up. I'm starting
Because we've been doing this for a long time.
Yeah, but I'm starting to wonder if we even need him at all, if this is how it's going to be.
That's something. When we have our faculty meeting, next faculty meeting, we should probably maybe discuss that. Look at the budget, because with this world tour, I mean, we're going to need all the extra funds that we can get.
We're taking a dip in expenses. We're putting our necks out there, hoping that this.
I
international
can't even afford underwear anymore.
Yeah, has nothing to do with a rash. Summary of the pilot. Gay Robot and his fraternity buddies try to find him a date for the homecoming dance. That is what the show's about, but if you haven't seen it and you read that, you're like, what the hell?
Right.
Gay Robot.
Gay Robot, what's going on with that? And, man, I tell you what, first of all, great summary.
Thanks.
Second of all, I think we need to kind of preface, we're a half hour into this. We're just getting into the pilot. This is kind of a touchy subject.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah, we didn't talk about this before. What's going on?
This pilot had a lot to do with homosexuality.
Right.
Had a lot to do with stereotyping of homosexuals. And I don't want listeners to think that we're like homophobic or that we're homo haters.
Homo haters, yeah. We're not homo haters.
No, not at all. So we can't necessarily say we agree or disagree with some of the stuff that was said in this pilot.
Sure. All we can do is report back to it.
Yeah, all we can do is say whether we thought it was funny or not. Doesn't, just like an interesting fact. If a joke in here we think is funny, that's just for us. I mean, we can't say that.
Whoops. That's
all right. So if there's any, like the LBGYTC5721s.
PYT.
Pretty young thing. I Want to Love You.
How long?
Long time?
I don't know the lyrics. Proving it.
It's like 3 different songs together. Pretty young thing. Anyway, I just want the LBGYTC547XYZs to know that we're not hating.
No, we're not.
We are gay gay positive. Is that what you call it?
Yeah. We're gay positive.
Right.
HIV gay positive.
So much that we're just going to, real quick, we're going to go back to back and give each other a kiss.
This is being videotaped for prosperity.
Sure.
So yeah, let's give a little treat for the little watchers at home. Let's go back to back real quick and kiss. And I mean, two dudes kissing, whatever.
Right.
I'm a straight guy. You're a straight guy,
Sure.
right? I'll kiss a dude. I don't care.
I don't care.
So let's get back to back here. Ready? And pretty good. Hey, stop.
Oh, sorry. I was getting caught up from this moment. Okay, so just don't send us nasty emails. We're just reporting on stuff because this is a job.
This is just a job for us. I mean, I have a passion for it.
Oh, I have a passion for it, but it's a job. I mean, they say that if you love what you do, you never work a day in your life.
That's right.
And that's basically what we do here.
Yeah. Interesting facts. And be careful. Yeah, I know you just took a drink there, but okay. You good?
Oh yeah, I'm great.
Okay.
I might even get up and go get another drink during this, so it makes it more of a wall, so I don't show my emotions.
What you drink?
That drink.
What drink is that?
That purple drink.
Nice. Interesting facts is a section that Blake does have to tread very lightly on because this is a part of the show where we present facts. We were talking about being diggers of men. We're not joking. We would never joke about anything like that. We go out. Of course, the pilot's out there to be seen, or we wouldn't be talking about it to begin with, but there's also other behind-the-scenes things, facts, if you will, of things most people wouldn't know about. So we dig those up. We present them to you, completely untethered, I'm sorry.
That's good.
And no offense to anyone out there, but we don't want to know what you think about these. These are raw. These are like sugar in the raw, or like raw almonds. You know,
Yeah.
These are completely unsoiled by man, and we want to leave them that way.
Yeah, we've had a couple frequent flyers, guys that listen to the show, and they really have done really well. They haven't been.
Yeah.
They have not been sending us any kind of
Those guys get
smart-assy facts of, oh, this is interesting. I think we've made it known.
Sure. So let's get into that. Gay Robot was created and voiced by Nick Swartzen and made its debut on a comedy skit on Adam Sandler's fifth album, Shh, Don't Tell. Did you know that?
Don't tell what.
That's just the name of the album.
Oh. Is that your robot voice?
Yeah, that's my
Butch robot?
My bear gay robot. It's an extremely hairy robot.
I had seen on a couple places on the interwebs where Adam Sandler's name was attached to Gay Robot, but I didn't know in what context, and it's not for me to go look it up.
Right, that is my job. Nick Swartzen hangs out with the Adam Sandler crew. He's in a lot of the movies, just in bit parts,
Sure.
and he's had success definitely in his own right as a stand-up and some stuff on television. But this is the first time that I remember hearing Gay Robot. I bought that album. And I will tell you that I love the first couple of Adam Sandler albums. I think they're really funny. Even the one he did, which was all music, I really like
Right.
it. And maybe I'm alone on that, but I really like a lot of his stuff. That fifth album, Shh, Don't Tell, which is a bizarre name, a little creepy name.
Right.
That album is terrible.
Yeah.
That is an awful comedy album. I am sorry, Mr. Sandler. A lot of your stuff before, fantastic. Not a good album.
I think it was the start of his thinking he was better than he really was.
Honestly, Nick Swartzen as Gay Robot was the best thing on that album, but I had no idea the trajectory that the homosexual robot would take.
It's amazing.
In 2005, Comedy Central ordered a pilot of Gay Robot as a live-action series from Sony Pictures TV and Adam Sandler and Jack Garaputo's Happy Madison. Of course, that's the company that Adam Sandler has, right?
Sure.
So they ordered
Because nobody else will make his movies anymore, so he had to make his own company to finance them all.
You know what's funny is, and I mean, we a lot of us crap on. Oh boy, yeah, all right. Just dribbling some of that drink.
That purple drink.
He drinks that drink. A lot of us crap on Sandler's movies, understandably so. But he had like a 7-picture exclusive deal with Netflix, and I recently read somewhere that all of his movies that he releases on there like debut at #1. And they kick ass for Netflix. So
Sure.
I think the joke is kind of on all of us.
Sure.
Not only is he like making movies with all his friends and making money and having the fucking time of his life.
Right. It's a good time for him.
Yes.
And he doesn't care if we like him or not because he knows that we're going to go back. We're going to click on it because there's this Adam Sandler thing that, remember the good old days when he, it was funny,
Yeah.
and maybe he'll be back to it. Maybe he'll be back to it. Maybe, and each time.
I think the closest he got for me was Daddy's Boy.
Spanglish.
That's what I meant. Yeah.
Yeah. That one was hilarious.
Spanglish. That's the one I meant.
That was so funny.
As a comedy TV series, it was initially rejected until posted online, where it became a hit, racking up hundreds of thousands of views. Some of these pilots people don't know anything about.
Sure.
This is out there and known.
Sure.
Whoops. The robot discovers he is gay after a wine cooler is spilled on him and fries his circuit board. I have a problem with this, personally.
About the wine cooler? Because you like wine coolers.
First of all, I'm a straight guy, and I love wine coolers.
Sure.
Second of all, a robot circuit board is fried. Something is wrong with the circuit board, and all of a sudden he's gay. Something's wrong about being gay. Is that what they're saying?
Ah, very good.
I don't like that at all.
We're still in interesting facts, right?
Oops.
Right?
Yeah.
So technically, what you just did was you gave an opinion
As-
on, hey, shut your mouth. I'm talking now. You have yelled at me numerous times because I've slipped up because, hey, something was interesting. And then you're the one that are writing them and reading them, and then you give all your opinions on it.
It's outside of the realm
Oh, okay.
of interesting facts.
Okay. All right.
Written by Swartzen and Tom Giannis, who both executive produced with Adam Sandler. And that's a pretty sweet gig. Once you have Nick Swartzen working for you, you can just make yourself an executive producer of everything.
Oh, yeah.
That's a great gig.
And that's kind of what we're doing with when we
outsource this to different... Yeah, absolutely.
Right. It's produced by Jason Tucker
Absolutely.
and Blake Clayton.
Absolutely.
And just every time there's a download, cha-ching,
Oh, yeah.
cha-ching,
Just those coins racking up.
cha-ching. It's gonna be like a Vegas
Like someone hit the jackpot, right?
casino.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
It really is. It's going to put quite a strain on the pachinko machine.
Sure.
The machine by which all numbers through Couch Pilots are calculated.
We'll talk later at the staff meeting, but I think we might order another one.
I think there's only 2 in existence, so we're getting the other one? The other one's from
no,
Holiday World, right?
We're going to get one made, a custom-made one.
Are we going to work with Jay Leno to get that done? Because he's got that thing in his garage that makes parts.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Because he's got all those old cars, you know?
Right, so he has to make the parts for him.
He makes the parts himself, yeah.
Wow.
So maybe we'll get Jay Leno to do that for
I'll
us.
tweet him real quick and see.
Yeah, please. Inside the robot itself is actor Doug Jones. In an interview, he confirmed the insides of Gay Robot are based on John Lovett's butler robot guy in The Benchwarmers named Number 7. Never saw that. Don't care to see it.
I don't think so.
Although Jones is in the robot, it takes 3 people to maneuver the Gay Robot. The robot suit costs... Do you have a guess?
$2,000.
I don't know if this can't be accurate. $250,000? That can't be right.
All you do is take a hub around
Yeah.
and build the robot on top of it.
Yeah, a couple cardboard boxes, a couple things of foil, maybe some Christmas lights. You got yourself a homosexual
Right.
robot.
Definitely.
Hot glue a dildo on there. A feature-length gay robot movie has been worked up in an initial treatment, but is in limbo, and if I had to guess, will stay there forever.
Sure. And we can probably talk about that, and that's going to be the focal point in the Turbulence section.
Oh, for sure. In 2007, the series was redeveloped as an animated project. The original run is composed of 2 11-minute stories per episode. I don't even know if that exists.
A cartoon, you probably could have got away with it a lot better.
Appeared in promos for Swartzen's series Nick Swartzen's Pretend Time and appears in the show. In the premiere of Pretend Time, Gay Robot is shown to be a bouncer/door ID checker at a party where guest star Ryan Phillippe tries to enter and Gay Robot makes passes at him. In another episode, he uses an iPhone offender app, and as a newer, presumably young robot, he defends himself against a pedophile. So
Wow.
that's what Nick Swartzen did with his show.
He took it all the way. He took it as far as he could.
Yeah. In 2011, there's a lot of interesting facts, by the way.
Sounds like it.
There's 3 more. In 2011, Swartzen revealed he had written a 4-part mystery series, Gay Robot and the Curse of the Haunted Jockstrap, for Gay Robot, but the network killed it after the script phase.
Wow.
That could have been something.
That got cut quick, didn't it? The script phase.
It's
like, don't even give it to us.
Yeah.
We're cutting it off.
We don't want it. Keep it. Keep your haunted jockstrap. In the Futurama episode, Proposition Infinity, Gay Robot can be seen in the crowd during Bender and Amy's speech. He can also be seen dancing at the Robosexual Parade.
On Futurama?
Yeah.
Wow.
Pretty nice.
We were just talking about Futurama before we started the show, and I didn't even know.
It's a small world after all.
Yeah, that's true.
A Gay Robot poster is in the office hallway where Alex works in the film Grandma's Boy. You ever see Grandma's Boy?
Yeah.
That I had such low expectations that it was fantastic.
Maybe it's what people should do when they listen to our show.
Oh, absolutely.
Have no expectations hardly at all, or if you do, have horrible ones, and we will bring it back up and basically shine a light on what we do.
Heavily temper them. This is a new segment that we're going to start doing every single episode on our show, and it's called Gay Robots in History. And this is just a quick rundown. I mean, just for this episode. I mean, we'll have more, obviously, as the shows go forward. But just a quick summary of some gay robots in history. In Woody Allen's 1973 comedy Sleeper, character Jeb Hermafug, a futuristic gay man, has a gay robot as a house servant.
Sex servant?
I was going to say, that's the only reason you give a sexuality to a robot is to
do sex
F it
stuff.
in its middle B.
F it's in its middle B.
Chrome is a 1978 gay robot love story novel written by openly gay actor George Nader. It has become somewhat of a queer cult novel. Queer? I think queer is okay to say.
Queer Eye for the Straight Guy. I used to love that show.
I never saw it.
It was a reality show.
You love reality shows, man.
Every
reality show that's on TV.
It was about fashion, food, interior design, just 5 queers talking about all that stuff.
You know, I recently signed up for online dating, and that was one of the options, was queer. So I feel like it's okay to say or something, because they wouldn't give you something that was not a good, like a non-slang, you know what I mean? Like what?
Yeah, definitely. So we're going to go ahead, and we can probably use it during this episode and be okay.
I'm going to use it all the time going forward.
All right.
Let's see. And William Hoffman's 1985 play As Is, representing the opening salvo in the theatrical war against AIDS, the character Saul turns into a flamboyantly gay robot as part of a chorus of characters presenting diverse views on the AIDS pandemic.
Okay.
There's gay robots out there.
Okay.
I'll give you one more.
I thought this was something new. I had never heard of a gay robot before, but now I have.
They're out there, and they've been out there. They're here. They're robo-queer. Get used to it.
Sure, it's fine.
Let's see. We'll do one more here real quick. In 2011, Duke Nukem was revealed to have planned for a gay robot sidekick. You know Duke Nukem?
No.
The video game character.
Oh, the video game character. I thought he was queer.
Randy Pitchford, the Gearbox boss, stated at a BAFTA event that sexuality is part of the Duke personality, explained that the original idea behind the sidekick was to explore how Duke would relate to a peer that might have a different sexual orientation. I don't know. They're out there. They're
crazy.
They're out there. Let's take a quick commercial break.
Okay.
I think we're going to listen to, I don't know, Drunken Lullabies. Let's do that.
Okay.
Do you like craft beer? Do you like music? If you don't like either of those, I hope you at least like laughing. And if I've still got your attention, the reason I'm asking is this. I want you to check out my upcoming podcast called Drunken Lullabies. I'm joined by my co-host Blake Szymanski and a rotating cast of characters. We do beer reviews, play music by bands we think you need to know, make you laugh a lot, and hopefully get you tipsy right along with us. We'll be bringing you a new episode every Sunday, and we hope you'll close your weekends out with us at Drunken Lullabies. We'll educate you on new beers to try, new albums to hear, and make you laugh at non-stop pop culture references and juvenile behavior, which is what you've come to expect from the Fakakta Comedy Funhouse. Look us up at fcfnetwork.com. We'll see you on the Sabbath. Cheers.
And cheers to you, Dustin. Cheers to you, old friend.
He is blazing the craft beer world with this podcast.
Right.
I look at the download numbers each day.
Every day.
And I'm day.
Yeah.
And I'm amazed at how successful it is.
Yeah, people love beer. People love indie music. People love Dustin. Szymanski, I think they're still out on that. The jury's out on him.
Jury's deliberating as we speak.
Here's the thing about me. I love him.
Oh, yeah.
I love him.
Yeah.
So, yeah, check out...
I love him in really small quantities.
I know you do. Check out Drunken Lullabies, only on the FCF Network. Go to fcfnetwork.com. Go to iTunes, all of the different podcast outlets out there. Subscribe to the show. Join in on what so many people already know about.
Sure.
Don't be the last to the party.
Yeah, if you're last to the party...
Turn out the lights.
Turn off the lights.
And I'll glow.
To the extreme, I rock a mic like a vandal, light up a stage, wax jump like a candle, dance, crush speakers that boom. I'm killing your
This
brain
show
like
is
a poisonous
built on the
mushroom,
back
deadly.
of his songs.
When I play about melody, anything less than the best is a felony. Love it, I'll leave it. You better gain weight. I could go on for hours.
I was going to interrupt you with a drop. Okay, so let's talk about the pilot here. It opens up on a college campus, and it goes into a frat house.
Central Illinois University.
Is that what it was?
Yep.
No.
Yes, it was.
Where did you see that?
It was on a banner outside. They were sitting on the couch at the beginning, and there's a big banner. It said Central Illinois University.
I totally missed that. A lot of my times in shows, I'm just so frantically writing.
Sure.
Sometimes I miss
Sure.
visual cues. And for viewers who don't know, or listeners, because we don't know if they're viewers, right?
Well, there are viewers and listeners.
Sure.
Our YouTube page is blowing up.
From lack of viewers?
No. Blowing up because of
too
so
many.
many.
I got you. Anyway, we are based in Central Illinois.
Yeah, that's why I wrote that down. That's why I saw it. It's like I thought it was like I thought it was cool.
2 sets of eyes on this, and that's fantastic because I totally missed that.
Well, 2 sets of eyes makes 4 eyes.
4 eyes.
Whoops.
Are better than 2.
Immediately.
You're belching a lot.
Well, this Green Flash Pacific Gem Single Hop Pale Ale is really sticking it to me. And we are being sponsored today by Green Flash. Green Flash, the only beer you'll need for your summer get-together. Green Flash. Okay,
you can drink it fast.
Yeah, you can drink it in a flash if you want. You can drink it in a flash. You can drink it in a flask. You can drink it with some socks. You can drink it with some rocks.
You can drink it with some torn underwear.
Going into a frat house, kind of panning into a frat house.
ATK, what's that?
Alpha Tango Foxtrot.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. They go to a frat house, bunch of frat dudes hanging around. Immediately, there's a diarrhea joke.
Sure.
To me, you could stop it right there, and that's the tone for the whole series.
Sure. This is not witty humor. This is penis jokes, diarrhea jokes, and a lot of gay jokes.
Tons of gay jokes. Having heard the gay robot voice before and knowing it has to do with Nick Swartzen and hearing it every time I hear it, to me, that makes the show.
Sure.
I love that voice. It is instantly delightful. It makes me happy.
You've done imitations. Can you do an imitation of it?
Sure.
And
what's his balls look like?
Exactly. It sounds really good.
Does it sound good?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you could probably take Nick to court and say that he stole your character.
Or maybe we could just make like Homobot. We could just make our own version of it.
Sure.
And then we could maybe sell that to Cartoon Network or something.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll write it down.
Sounds good to me. The robot voice makes me happy, and unfortunately, it only carries the show so far.
Sure, right. It's only entertaining for about the first scene and a half.
So a couple guys are sitting around and they're talking. They're football guys. Nick Swartzen, I don't know. He's just kind of hanging out. I think his name's Rick.
Yeah, he plays floor hockey or something.
That's right. And they're kind of saying, "Oh, you don't know Gay Robot? Well, he'll be right over."
Well, who's Gay Robot?
Yeah, he's like, "Well, Professor Edwards here on campus built him and made him by accidentally spilling a wine cooler on him," which we talked about during Interesting Facts, and it carries over to the series. Gay Robot comes over, and he is, the voice that I just did, sometimes there are gay dudes that are like, I don't need to talk with a lisp.
Sure,
I don't need to self-identify.
Flamboyant,
right.
Yeah.
This robot is super gay.
And he has a rainbow like chest square.
He does. It's like he has like a screen on his chest,
Yeah.
and its default mode seems to be like a rainbow.
That's the screensaver.
Yeah.
What was funny is like he was on the phone with Nick.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Oh, Marty, the new recruit is over here."
And I've never heard of him. What's he look like?
And he's like, "Hey, this is good looking." So he's like, "I'm on my way over."
I'll be right over.
And he hangs up the phone, and then like 2 sentences later, you see him outside,
the window,
zipping by, and it's like we got a car.
He is so gay he should be on fire, but he's not. And on top of being gay, super horny. He's always horny.
Sure. But one of the things about him that is not gay is he knows all kinds of sports stats.
He knows them all except the aforementioned floor hockey?
Floor hockey.
That Rick, or again, Nick Swartzen, plays.
Rick.
And he recognizes Rick's roommate, I think the Marty guy, and he's like, "Oh, I've got a super robo-boner right now."
Sure.
And he's totally into it. And then it cuts to the scene where he's walking around with probably my favorite character next to the gay robot himself, is the professor. John Glazer. Do you recognize John?
Yeah, I've seen him before, and he's got the big like curly, froey hair with the
Jewiest hair you've ever seen in your life.
Sure.
Like some Art Garfunkel action going on. I love John Glazer. He is so funny. He starred in Delocated, which honestly I've never seen that. Mm-hmm. Most of my interactions with him has been on like Wonder Chosen. You ever see that?
Mm-mm.
Really dark MTV2 show that was on for a while. And then he was also a writer for Conan for a long time.
Okay.
But I love John. So happy he was in this. And yeah, he walks around. He's kind of a straight character in this too. And he was talking to the robot about, hey, stop falling in love with my students.
Sure. He's like, oh my gosh, are you okay? The stewardess was making our caviar, and she dropped a knife. Wow, are you okay?
Yeah.
Wow. Thank God there was no underwear to slow you down.
Where's your teeth?
It's not the first time we mention it either, so... This whole show has been underwearless based.
Tried to ignore it the first time I heard it.
Just like everything I say. She tries to ignore it the first time. She's a lovely woman, though. She's just a very lovely woman.
I love her.
I love her, too. Yeah, and so then, he's like, he's talking about pubic. He wants the professor to give him pubic hair.
I mean, maybe we should take a moment. I mean, you said it looks like a hover round, right?
Sure.
It does look like a couple of square...
Oh, yeah, there's a square base with wheels.
Yeah.
That's where the motor is.
And then he bends at the waist
Sure.
with kind of a ball there, and like another box on top of that, and a smaller box for the head.
Right.
So he looks like a very standard robot. It's
Yeah,
not
it
someone
doesn't-
walking around on legs. He's got wheels.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like it should cost $240,000.
Does not seem like that at all.
And if it's going to cost $240,000, you shouldn't still have to put somebody in it. There's nowhere to put somebody in it.
Right. I don't know how that guy fit in there.
There's no way. Is the guy vertically challenged?
I don't know the answer to that. I'd have to look it up. That's a pretty common name. I think his name was Doug Jones.
Yeah.
A small.
I think it's
small
made
guy.
up. I think that's all a hoax. And so while the gay robot is talking to the professor, he's like putting Z's at the end of everything, like Snoop Dogg did.
He's like, you gotta stop talking like that.
Right.
And but again, this is a metal, smooth robot who's requesting pubic hair.
Sure.
Which was funny.
And the last sentence in that scene, the gay robot says, "Pass the tissues, we all got issues," which was one of my favorite.
The next scene, he's talking about. Was he talking to the professor when he starts talking about a lavender scrotum and a brown diamonds? For
Brown
eyes?
diamond. I used that on Molly last night. I said, "Hey, you want to see my brown diamond?" She said no, which I find weird. We're married.
This is not the way this flight is supposed to go.
Yeah, this flight has not gone right since it started an hour ago.
Oh boy, gay robot wants a. He wants to know why he does. I want to know why he doesn't have a regular name. That's what I want to know.
Yeah, like Ted.
Why do they
or
call him gay robot?
Philip.
Is it just for hilarity?
Yeah, I think it's just. It's totally just like the cornerstone of the joke.
What would you name him?
Enrique.
Yeah, that's good. I mean, I'm going to keep it north of the border.
Okay.
Call him Bruce. A couple of good, solid gay names.
Sure.
Right.
Yeah.
That's all I can say. I just don't understand why they have to call him gay robot. It's almost demeaning to him.
Oh yeah, it's mean to me as a viewer. Like when I hear his voice, you don't have to tell me he's gay.
Right. I just got on the way here. I stopped at McDonald's, and the guy who took my money was very clearly gay based on his voice alone.
We went and looked at a house yesterday,
Mm-hmm.
and the real estate agent was queer as a $3 bill.
They are taking over, and you know what? I kind of hope they do because that means the streets will be cleaner.
Sure, and everybody's houses will be nicer, and we'll have a lot better wine.
Hey, you know what? More ladies for us. Am I right?
Oh yeah!
High five it. All right. Gay robot is tutoring the football player. His name was it Marty? That's
Yeah.
him. And he's hitting on him pretty hard.
Sure.
He's like, as he's leaving, he's like, "So you have a date for the formal?"
And he's like, "Come on, gay robot, you know I'm not gay." And my favorite. Oh, I thought you said something about being gay. I thought you were.
It's like, now you know. You know I never said that.
I'm holding this big, huge gym bag. I'm a
Yeah.
football player. I'm not. And then, so gay robot's like, "Oh, okay, well, see you later." And he goes, and then he like obviously was perplexed, and he hit the wall or something. And he's like, "Ow!" And Marty's like, "Are you okay?" He's like, "Shut up and leave me alone."
I just like the fact that, and pardon the pun, but it's very ballsy for him to like tell someone that they're gay when they've never said it or alluded
Sure,
to it at all.
sure.
Just, like on the off chance they'll be like, "Yeah, all right,
You get a point.
look like a robot."
Hey, if a gay robot says I'm gay, ain't no lie.
Who am I to deny a robot my sexuality?
Sure.
Anyway, so from here, I think we get a little bit mixed up.
Yeah,
Because you and I watched the same link, but later it came back as there were chunks missing.
Sure.
So I think from here they go back to the frat house, right?
Right.
Where they have a pledge on the floor cleaning up cereal.
with his face.
Very bizarre. Very stupid.
And Marty comes in. He's like, "Hey, we got to find, gay robot asked me to the formal.
Super bummed now.
Super bummed now. I'm not gay, so I'm not going to. But maybe we can find something for him.
Right.
Somebody for him.
The couple important things about this scene and then the rest of the show is that, first of all, Natasha Leggero comes in. And this is Natasha Leggero these days looks all right. She looks. I think she's a good-looking woman.
I wouldn't, as my wife would say, I wouldn't kick her out of bed for eating crackers.
Now, I didn't know she says that. You say that all the time.
Because she said that. She says that about Bill Gates.
How often are people eating crackers in bed?
I eat crackers and cookies all the time in bed. But she's definitely said that about Bill Gates, about Billy Bob Thornton.
Sure.
And also, I think Jose Canseco are like three of the big ones that she's like, I wouldn't kick them out of bed for eating crackers.
That's a good thing
she's from Jersey.
A lot of times, I know she's from what is it? I can't remember. What's the city? Newark.
Oh yeah, definitely Newark. You can tell her accent.
You definitely can. Girls like to play mind games. Sometimes they think that we can read their mind. If I was a guy, I would just be like, tell me whether or not I can eat crackers in bed.
Thank you.
Let me know immediately so I can take advantage of that.
Right.
Because if I'm a guy with a lady, I'm constantly thinking, God damn it, do I want some crackers? But I'm not going to take them near this full-size bed.
Sure, right, because you never know what can happen.
Right. You might be kicked out for having done such. And I don't want to be kicked out out of bed for
not
eating crackers.
Out of your own bed.
Very specifically my own bed. So I think that's just a note to all of our lady listeners out there. Please let your man know whether or not they can eat crackers in your bed. Just be straight with him.
Straight shooter, just like you.
Just like me. So Natasha Leggero looking pretty darn good at this point.
This was 2006.
I bet she's 30, 32.
Yeah, and this is before possible cocaine or.
Oh, thank you.
Oh my!
I'll never wash this shirt again.
I didn't even get a kiss. I didn't get a hug. I didn't get a boob in the face.
You
got a kiss on the shoulder.
Got a little smooch. Oh wait, she's coming around. What's going to happen to you? And oh boy, one up me.
This is like she'll be asleep. This is like a sex plane,
dude. Take some crackers up there.
I'll take a whole sleeve of Ritz crackers and say, "Baby, let's do this."
So you do. You cut the tip off, and you act like you're beating it off, and then you just spray crackers all over the bed,
and then just jump on her and just grind them all into her.
That's some dirty cracker sex right there.
Dirty cracker sex. Oh wow. So
Natasha Leggero looking super good.
Oh gosh.
The second thing about this scene is that everyone is. I love how this is 2006, and not to say it was a bad time for homosexuality, but everyone is super tolerant of homosexuality.
Yeah.
which is good. It's
progressive.
Great.
And I think that was their way of relieving getting any heat for making this.
Sure, that was their way of just kind of saying, "Hey, we're being nice. We can make gay jokes.
We're gay positive."
And to me, it's not very representative of Central Illinois to be so gay friendly at a college like that. Anyway, so they're there like, we got to go ahead and we got to get something going for this guy. And honestly,
then I would say this is where the football coach comes in, right?
Yeah, that was a deleted scene. Yeah, it's the guy from all the Sandler movies. Just the old guy who talks like this.
Right. Gay robot is coming to interview for the job as the manager, right?
That's right.
The equipment manager. And I think the reason why this scene was deleted is because there was a lot of negative homosexual
coming from the coach,
and I think that's probably why. Like even in development, they're like, "Whoa, like this is
a step too far." The black friend of the group, he's a football player as well, and he's trying to get him gay robot an equipment manager position, and the coach says, "Yeah, okay, we'll give him a shot, no problem." And then it cuts, I think, back to the frat house. I think sometimes they cut away from the frat house and go right back to it. There's a lot of frat house action, right? And they at this point. They are having kind of a pre-party, or they're not a pre-party. They're just having a mixer, a little hangout. Everyone's kind of drinking over there, right?
Right. It was just a normal frat party. They're all drinking and having a good time.
Gay robot shows up, right? Everyone's boozing and humping and puking.
And they're like, listen. And Marty's like, listen, gay robot, we got somebody we want you to meet.
Nice.
And so, gay robot gets super excited. And then they wheel him into this room or whatever. And it's a quote-unquote robot that they made out of buckets, a pool stick, and
a couple of plungers for arms.
Yeah.
Like a vacuum cleaners the body.
Yeah, and I felt bad. I felt bad for gay robot.
Everyone was so excited. They genuinely thought they were doing a good thing. They weren't trying to play a joke on him. And the robot's like, I feel slighted. This
Right.
is
What do
awful.
you guys think I am? Stupid?
Yeah, I don't care for this one bit. And he leaves and goes home.
He's like, this is what you think of me?
Yeah, he's pretty upset.
Yeah.
Next scene, we find him online doing some online dating, right?
Yeah, he's doing some online profile, setting it up. Rick comes in and says, hey, Gay Robot, super sorry that we did this. We were just trying to help. We weren't trying to be mean. And so then Gay Robot is like, hey.
I was just delivered a Coke from a young man.
With no shirt on.
Thank you, Eli. Yeah, put some clothes on. You're going to get us in trouble. Oh, she can. Does she want it? Here, take it back to her. She can have it.
You can have it.
All right. Hey, that's the least I can. Least I can do is give your wife a Coke after she kisses me.
I like to give all the girls a Coke. They kiss me on the shoulder. Anyway, so then there was some more gay jokes about he's filling out his profile.
He's like, "What do you like?" He's like, "Well, I'm gay. I'm a robot. I like wieners and balls.
And some kind of
I like
tacos.
fart tacos and semen smoothies." He's like, "Hey, why don't you back off on that stuff?" Okay.
Right.
Maybe
put that in the food section.
put that there. And then they cut to I think they're then at the pool. Is that right?
Yes.
They go get Gay Robot, and they're going to. This may be out of order a little.
No,
bit.
yeah, it's out of order because this is before he goes to the party because that's how they get him to go to the party. They're like, hey,
Right.
But Gay Robot is watching the bulges on the.
He really has no
ski-
business being there.
No,
right?
No, but he's looking for the looking at all the speedos, and they're like, hey, come to this party. We made there's this robot, and he is building a super penis.
Yeah.
And his name is CR Steve 2.
Yeah, so that was before, my mistake. But he was basically just there to look at guys in Speedos.
Right.
That's how gay he is.
Yeah, and they're like, so that's, and then it goes back to the party where they meet him because we had gotten out of order.
Right.
Then the internet, online dating,
And then they have a frat meeting in the house, right?
Sure.
And Gay Robot's saying, hey, you know what? I got a date. He said I could comb his pubes. So,
Right.
the Gay Robot, he's very into pubes because he doesn't have them.
Oh
I think.
yeah, that's one of his obsessions.
I think that's why I'm into vaginas so much, is because I don't have one.
Oh yeah, that's why I think about them all. Boobs. If I had a pair, I probably wouldn't be so impressed.
I wish you had a pair.
You and me, 7.
So then, he's got a date for the formal, which is like the homecoming dance or whatever.
Sure.
And
Wade.
well, you're right, Wade. But before that, they're all at again the frat house pre-gaming, but they're all dressed up in like tuxedos. It's a very nice looking formal.
Sure.
And they're all there hanging out, and Gay Robot shows up. He's like, "Hey,
Hi guys.
Okay, my friend Wade should be here any minute.
Yeah.
and then ding dong."
You know what? That the Gay Robot voice is very very close to Chip from
Napoleon
Napoleon
Dynamite?
Dynamite.
It's close.
Very
yeah,
close.
It's pretty close. Which he turned out not to be gay.
Was he? Wait, who? Chip or?
Yeah, Chip.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant Wade. I was like, no, Wade is
super
Wade
gay.
is something else out there. So Wade comes in. He's wearing denim jeans.
Everyone else is dressed up.
Yeah, denim, stone washed denim jacket, a wife beater. He's got the Fabio kind of hairdo,
Kind of
high
scumbag,
tops, very scumbaggy.
He's wearing a
guy.
Canadian tuxedo. Is
Sure,
what that is.
sure. I didn't want to insult the Canadians because we're trying to, of course, up lip ship.
Well, upper lip shit.
Yeah,
Upper lip shits.
upper lip shits.
I'll go ahead and insult the Canadians.
Okay.
Anyway, so he comes in, and everyone's like, "Hey, you are dressed gross."
Sure.
And he's kind of a little off put. He's like, "Hey, you guys want to party?" And then they all start drinking.
Oh,
and they're totally into like this dude is cool. I like him. We like this guy. He's not dressed appropriately. And he's weird looking, but we are in.
Right. He is a good bartender. We're having all kinds of shots and
He's filling his mouth full of booze and spitting them in every. I would love to spit some booze in Natasha Leggero's mouth.
oh god, you know. She's from very very close to this area. She's from about 2.5 hours away from here, Rockford, Illinois.
Right.
She doesn't like Rockford, Illinois. She did not have a good childhood.
That's not on us.
No, but I would love to see her at a gas station. She's recently married. I don't have enough money to satisfy her.
What would you do to her at a gas station? What the hell does this fit?
No, I said I would like to pull up at a gas station and she'd be pumping her gas.
For what reason?
Well, because you need gas to drive a car.
But why would you want to run into her in this scenario?
I just think that's my best chance.
Oh, okay. Oh, so like she's back home visiting people,
Right.
And you drive through there on occasion.
Oh, yeah.
So you're saying there's a very minuscule chance that
Right.
you will run into an
Right.
aging Natasha Leggero in her
Right.
hometown. Okay.
And, maybe she forgets that she's married. Maybe I forget that I'm married. And
Moshe Kasher, isn't that her husband?
Yep.
Yeah. Just a couple of funny people hanging out, boning, combing each other's pubes. So, they're all drinking. He's spitting booze into people. He acts like a bottle's his schlonks and bar, and he's jacking off.
Yeah.
Everyone's kind of pre-gaming, getting ready for the formal.
And then the next scene is all of them standing. It is so funny how they're standing in a semicircle.
For the camera.
That's
right.
Nobody, because when you're with a bunch of people, everybody's,
Yeah, it's almost a complete circle. We don't
Right.
want to leave anyone out.
yeah, it's like a half of a circle jerk.
Sure. Yeah, exactly.
And they're like, well, Robot's like, are you ready to go? And then Wade's like, yeah, we'll meet you guys there,
Sure.
He's like, I want to go home and change.
So he gets him out in his big van. I think it's like a big windowless van.
It's like a bread truck.
Just adding to his scumbaggery. And Gay Robot it kind of ejaculates a corsage for
Comes
him.
out of his belly.
Yeah, and he I want to say ejaculate. I wanted to say that to be dirty.
Oh, okay.
Sorry. And then Wade's like, oh, that's cool, man, thanks. And then it's like, oh, let's go home. So he takes him to his house. He's like, I'm going to change. I feel so out of place with all your friends. I didn't know it was going to be that kind of party.
Right.
Let me change into something more formal. He gets in the house and starts like going to town on his hand because it's like a breathalyzer.
Yeah, it's a breathalyzer. And I didn't know, but and he's like, legally, Dad, maybe we should call an ambulance. And
So Wade is totally wasted.
He's wanting him to do poppers. That's the things that make your butthole open up.
Right.
Yeah, guys do poppers.
I didn't realize that
Yeah,
at
Dave,
all.
I listened to an episode of Low Blow, and Dave was talking about poppers.
He would know.
Oh, Dave knows all about gapping a butthole.
So it releases all sphincters, huh?
Yeah.
Nice.
And he's having and he starts sucking on his
All
finger.
because his finger, if you blow into Gay Robot's finger, he will detect the amount of alcohol, whether you're legal or not. And he was coming up as legally dead because he had drank so much.
But he was insinuating oral sex.
Oh, absolutely.
And he's like, let's go downstairs and do shots of like laxatives. And he goes like, come down to my dungeon. Basically, I don't know how Gay Robot gets down a flight of stairs. First of all,
It's not for us to know.
No. And there's all kinds of weird sex stuff. So basically, Wade is this weirdo fucking guy who thinks, like, he rips off all his clothes and he's got duct tape all over him. He's like, I'm a robot too. And he's really interested in having robot sex. And even Gay Robot was like, this is a little crazy,
That dude starts drinking motor oil.
Yeah, it was just really bizarre, bizarre stuff.
And Gay Robot, as gay as he is, he's kind of thinking, I probably should get out of here.
Right.
And everyone's back at the dance saying, where is homosexual robot?
Right.
It's been far too long. We all went from the same place and going to the same place. I know they had to go home and change, but this is way too long.
Right. The professor just comes out of nowhere. Why he's at the formal, I don't know. Maybe he's a chaperone. And he's like, hey, I'm getting a distress signal from Gay Robot. So they all go over there. Gay Robot's head and hands are no longer part of his body.
Yeah, the whole body's like locked up in a sex dungeon cage.
Right. And Wade is laying on the ground, passed out.
Yep.
And so they save Gay Robot, and they take him back to the frat house.
Yeah, they take him back to the frat house. And apparently, Gay Robot's got some video technology inside of his body too, because he was videotaping some of the activities going on in Wade's sex dungeon.
And everybody's like, "Oh, gross!"
Like Wade was shocking himself in his asshole.
Yeah,
or something. It was real weird.
Really, that scene went really I was like, okay.
Yeah, it really went bizarre, and that was pretty much it.
Yeah, they're like, oh, he had a picture of the bucket robot. He's like, hey, do you guys know where Steve 2 is? And they're like, oh, ha, ha,
Dun, 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 dun.
dun.
Freeze frame. Everyone jumps in the air, smiles, hands up, credits roll.
Stinky ass gasm.
All
I forgot. I have stinky ass gasm. I forgot to.
Please remain seated as we are now crossing a zone of turbulence.
Turbulence
Indeed. So, Gay Robot. The voice is funny. I like Nick Swartz, and I like a lot of his comedy, honestly. I think it is kind of frat bro-ish.
Yeah, it's definitely like dick jokes.
It's basically, hey, every story starts with me drinking a bunch, and then this thing happened.
Right.
And honestly, some of it is funny. I won't take that away. It's not always my type of humor, but why didn't this show work?
Let's call a spade here. Let's call it queer, and let's tell you why. there's no way that they were going to put this on television, even though it was Comedy Central, even though it was 2006. They're not going to put this on television. There are way too many derogatory gay statements, cum guzzling, and assgasm, and pussy farts, asshole farts, brown diamonds. Even on Comedy Central, they're not going to let this come through.
I agree.
And to be honest with you, kudos to Nick for even getting the money after people read this script, getting the money to put this together. Honestly,
yeah, it's like people have no concept who have the money of what is allowed on television.
Sure,
it's
right?
Here's a bunch of money. I'm
Great.
great.
Do you need $240,000 for a gay robot?
Yes, I'll take that.
Here you go.
You're right. This show didn't work because of large amounts of seemingly homophobic verbiage,
Or in stereotypes.
Right. The back half of it was not funny.
No, it seemed like they just like, okay, I got this great idea. We're going to spend a lot of time on this first 10 minutes. And then, oh shit, we only have 20 minutes, blah, 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 blah.
You've got some great people.
I think if you cut out the whole Wade thing and do that differently, make him maybe not be so creepy, and maybe not be so far to the other side, it would have flowed better. But it seemed like as soon as Wade came on, like the shit went downhill. Like it got to be so crazy, and then
I like the premise. I like a gay robot on campus in a frat. I think there's a lot of great possibilities there. But yeah, the Wade thing was very bizarre. It was not funny. The first part, again, the voice goes a long way. The voice is funny. Just there's a bad story. They did not tell a good story. And honestly, this may be another example of something that would better fit as an 11 or 12-minute episode on Adult Swim, or maybe even to get a little dirtier with it. HBO did have the Funny or Die show. And the Funny or Die show was kind of like a sketch comedy thing of pre-taped clips by a bunch of different people. Like Tim and Eric used to be on there. I think Brett Gelman had some stuff on there. And those people usually spawn off their own shows eventually, but that would maybe even be like a better fit as just something put in. Kind of like Nick Swartzen's Pretend Time, but on a channel that you could be a little dirtier.
Right. And for me, I think the reason why you like Gay Robot's voice is because the lines that he puts in, he doesn't talk the whole time. He doesn't have long dialogue. They're just they're quick, little humorous ways of saying stuff.
If you had a big monologue, it would wear on you.
Right? Yeah, exactly.
So, if it had survived, what would you like to have seen happen? Do you think?
Kind of like you said, you shorten it up, make it little sketch comedy kind of things.
Sure.
Have Gay Robot at the college basketball game, maybe trying out to be a male cheerleader.
Oh, totally, absolutely.
Getting drunk.
Joining the chess
club. I would
club.
have loved to have seen him get drunk at a frat party.
Yeah, all the circuits are scrambled. Maybe
doing kegger stands.
It refries him, and he's straight for an episode.
Right. Yeah.
Who knows? Oh, the possibilities are endless. Boy, oh boy. I took the plane up. You did all this stuff in the middle.
Thanks.
I'm gonna start taking it down now.
Bring it down.
Ladies and gentlemen, as we start our descent, please make sure your seat backs and tray tables are in their full upright position.
IMDb score. You have any guesses?
Probably like a 7.5.
7.8.
I didn't look that time, I promise.
Okay, I believe you.
But I just knew that it would have a cult following, so it would get a lot of high scores.
7.8. Pretty high, comparatively. Critic reviews. TV Guide called the show a guilty pleasure, and Gay Robot the fayest droid since C-3PO.
Huh.
Yeah, probably.
Is C-3PO gay?
Oh, he's got to be, right?
Okay.
Faye is something...
Faye Cochran?
Fayest Cochran. Fayest of all the Cochrans. That is a word I don't hear as much,
Yeah.
Faye is inferring homosexuality, I think.
It seems like a 1950s reference.
Faye, when you say the word Faye, I always think that you have to put your hand up and then your wrist goes limp. Faye.
Okay.
That's what I think of.
Sure.
Viewer reviews. Creed is still a crappy band. Was that in the episode?
No. Oh, maybe there was a Creed song.
10 out of 10 scars.
That might have been the song that was playing when he walked away after his feelings were hurt.
Maybe. The one that you thought was Hurt by Johnny Cash covering Nine Inch Nails?
Right.
This is seriously one of the funniest shows, movie, anything I've ever seen. If you didn't guess, it's about a gay robot. Not only that, but he's a college student.
So that's not the funniest review we've ever read.
That's from I Am Nessie from these United States.
Nessie means she's fat.
Right. A review of Adam Sandler's Gay Robot Pilot. A very literal title line to their review. Is it funny? Well, it's kind of funny. That'll make you ashamed afterwards, I have to admit. Yes, I found myself laughing. Several times I laughed out loud. Is this highbrow humor? Not at all.
No.
Is this intellectual in the least? Hell no.
The people involved with it should tell you that right off the bat. That it's not going to be intellectual humor.
And she says that right now.
Homosexual humor.
This is Adam Sandler we're talking about.
Right.
The man who has never met a bodily fluid joke he didn't like. Thank you very much. No name attached to that one. And those are the only two reviews I found.
Huh.
It tells a story.
Sure.
There's no scars associated with that one. All we have is the 10 out of 10 scars.
No, I think like a high school junior or high school seniors, guys on the football team, they're all hanging out one Friday night and they watch this. They're going to think it's fucking hilarious.
Pounding beers, pumping fists.
Yep.
Oh, boy. Let's land this mother.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to FCF Airport. Local time is 11:11 and the temperature is 69 degrees. For your safety and comfort, please remain seated with your seatbelt fastened until the captains turn off the fasten seatbelt sign.
We welcomed you to the show. You know?
Yeah.
We told you what the show was. We gave you the interesting facts.
We had a lot of banter that you probably got lost on.
So much banter.
And here's the thing, listeners. If this is the first time you've ever been here before and you were kind of lost at the banter in the beginning, hey, go back and check out some past episodes. Get a feel for what we're doing.
They're all available. This is episode like 40 or 41, somewhere
like
there. Go back and listen to them. Every one of them is fantastic.
Oh.
10 out of 10 scars all the way across the board.
You know, unfortunately, we're not allowed to make our own Wikipedia page.
All right.
We're not able to rate ourselves in iTunes. But I'd have to say this is one of the most hilarious podcasts ever to be produced.
Oh, bar none. Bar none.
What's that mean?
It's a candy bar that was popular in the mid to late 90s.
Right,
I think it was made by Nestle.
Okay.
Delicious. Bar none.
Oh, so...
We're sponsored today by Bar None.
Oh, okay.
That and Green Flash. We broke down the pilot. We told you what was wrong with it. We told you what other people said. Now it's our turn. Now we look within ourselves. Just like the sun's beams from outer space hit the Earth and then are reflected back up but are caught in our Earth's atmosphere, so are all the content we saw. It's trapped within us, and now we have to expel it.
Wow, that's heavy.
It is very heavy. Nonsensical, perhaps. Blake, I turn to you. How do you rate Gay Robot based on the popular 90s television series Wings, and a 1 through 7 based off of the characters from Wings, a number 1 being the worst you can get, Roy Biggins, number 7 being a Brian Hackett? Blake, I turn to you.
Oh, I laughed at jokes.
Yeah.
But I knew what I was going into.
Right.
Natasha was on there. Buxom brunette.
Yeah, well, there's a blonde too on there. The one who kept
Molly.
puking?
Molly, yeah.
Not a great name.
No.
You got it. Come on, you got it.
3.
Yeah, that's exactly right. This is a 3.
3, yeah.
This is definitely not the worst thing I've seen. There's some funny stuff in here, but it really drops off halfway through.
Sure.
It is not.
It
worth
takes a
full
nosedive.
watch.
It takes a very hurried nosedive.
Yeah, absolutely. This is a solid 2. I did find myself laughing out loud a couple times, but
I said 3.
What's that?
I said 3. You said this is
I'm
a solid
sorry.
2.
Oh, I'm sorry. No, this is a 3. This is a 3. My mistake.
Okay.
I found myself. I said halfway through it, it drops off and stops. And it's not funny.
Okay, then it becomes a solid 2.
It becomes a number 2. I'll tell you that much. This is a 3. We both give this 3s. Congratulations. Yeah, that's not a good score.
Right.
And with that, and with these low scores, we close the book forever on Gay Robot. Never, ever to be mentioned again. But we're not done. Please, won't you join us next time when we watch the pilot episodes? Uh-oh.
There's a Z in there like Snoop Dogg.
Oh, boy. Of Next. Here's a little something to wet your whistle. Each episode of Next consists of a series of sketches. Many of the show's sketches were constructed with a strong critique of modern television in mind, including parodies of commercials, news, and sports broadcasting, and music videos. You can find the entire episode by subscribing to Couch Pilots in iTunes or your favorite podcast app of choice. And then click on one of our classically blue links in the show notes. And those are the only links you're going to want to click on. So many different colors out there, billions of colors, literally. In
Fuchsia,
the palette. Yeah, fuchsia,
lavender,
yeah,
black,
like light red,
sure, pink,
rosacea,
redstone,
Rosetta Stone. All these different colors. You don't want to click on those. Click on the blue links only. They've been run through our pachinko machine here. They're clean. They're safe. They're not going to put any viruses on your phone, on your computer, on your tablets. They're safe and clean for you to use. Just it's like wearing
a condom,
right? Like an internet condom,
sure,
a digital rubber,
sure.
Or if you must, you can go to sidesplitter.com and search Next, and it's Next with an exclamation point at the end.
Explanation point?
Explanation points.
Is it me? Is it me?
No, I think I said it.
Okay.
Well, the English language sucks, right?
Oh, it's horrible. German's what we need to go to.
Explanation point. Oh, boy. You like us? You like what we said today? Probably not, but if you do, or even if you don't and want to send us something negative, CouchPilotspodcast@gmail.com. Send any requests, suggestions, if you know about a pilot that we don't know about. Honestly, I've got about 90 on the back burner. We're good for content for a couple years. Sorry, everyone.
But we'll put you in front. If you send us one that we don't have on the list, or even if we have one on the list and we're like, you know what, we're right there with you, we'll put your name on it.
I'm going to move you to the head of the line, that's for sure. And you can also check us out on Facebook under Couch Pilots Podcast. Check us out on Twitter at Couch Pilots Pod. If you go to Twitter, you'll get to see us interact with celebrities, people that directed and wrote these pilots. A lot of times they'll get back to us and give us tidbits. So if you want
Nick Swartzen didn't.
Nick Swartzen did not. Apparently he's got too much going on lately.
Also, check us out on Instagram. It's couch_pilots_podcast. I'm really trying to post a different picture, not just a picture of the show
diamond.
art, a brown diamond. I'll put that one on there, but I'm trying to post a picture every day. So give you the inside scoop on what's going on, or possibly some fun facts about us and stuff.
That's right. And not only that, but every show on our network, the FCF network, is right on FCFnetwork.com. Go there, check out Drunken Lullabies, check out Sex with Heather, Low Blow podcasts, IBWIP, the song Inside Now, S&M Radio. All these great shows are available for free and part of our network. You're bound to like a handful of them.
Sure.
I know I do.
I'm subscribed to all of them.
That's a great way to go. And a great way to end. Anything else you want to say to our listeners before we go?
No, just if you want to rack up frequent flyer points, get a hold of us. We'd love to hear from you.
Absolutely. You can get yourself some signed aviator glasses, maybe a trip on the plane with us, and at the very least get some surprise prizes.
Yeah, and we have fan feedback, and I'll save that for the second show. I forgot all about the fan
no
feedback.
problem.
Okay.
And with that, this pilot may have been rough, but it is always a smooth pilot here, or a smooth flight rather, here on Couch Pilots. Thanks, everyone, and we'll see you next time.
Roof.
On behalf of Couch Pilots and the entire crew, we'd like to thank you for joining us on this trip, and we are looking forward to seeing you on board again in the near future. Have a nice day.
This has been a Fakakta Comedy Funhouse production, produced by Jason Tosher, executive produced by Blake Clayton. For more information and content, go to fcfnetwork.com.